it is the start of 2026, and I really want to focus on getting consistent with life in general this year, and especially life when it comes to sharing it on YouTube. Hey friends, welcome back to Borderline Millennials. I'm Sahara, if you didn't know, and if you did know, hi, welcome back. I am going to try and post weekly on YouTube this year, if not for anything else, but to just be consistent. I feel like this year for me in 2026 is all about being consistent, staying grounded and staying rooted, and really focusing on discipline. Over the past few years, I've set a lot of really big, lofty goals, some which I've hit, some which I didn't hit, and I think it adds a lot of unnecessary pressure onto my life. And so this year for 2026, I really just want to focus on one key word. And this is something that I actually saw from another creator. I totally don't remember their name or who it was, but it was just something I saw as I was scrolling. But they said instead of doing a huge list of a ton of different goals, instead just give yourself a word for the year, which you can use and translate it into multiple aspects of your life. I came to the conclusion that my word for 2026 is going to be discipline. When we were talking and having conversations about different things that we want to achieve in the new year and going over all the different categories, whereas we were talking about career, we were talking about our physical and mental health, we were talking about our financial well-being, we were talking about our eating habits, all these different things. The general undertone for everything that I was discussing and that I was sharing with my husband was that I felt like I had a really lack of discipline when it came to a lot of these categories. I allow myself to overconsume in so many different ways, whether it's overeating, whether it's overspending, whether it's overbooking myself. And I have just really let myself go in a lot of different ways, not even just over 2025, but over the last couple of years. And so this year, I really need to gain that self-control back, and I need to be more consistent with things that I'm doing in my life. And I need to have the self-discipline to get stuff done and to be rooted in these routines that I want to create for myself. So this year in 2026, I'm not setting huge goals. I don't want to hit 1 million followers. I don't want to lose like 60 pounds this year. I lost a lot of weight last year, which was a big goal of mine, and I still have a little bit of ways to go, but I want to do that in a more holistic way. And I think that means really giving myself an accurate assessment and knowing that I need more self-discipline and self-control in order to hit that goal, and to not only just hit it, but to be able to maintain it after I'm done with this journey. So basically, I just want to hone in on discipline, because if I can focus on that one aspect of my life, I know it will affect every other aspect of my life. And so when it comes to my YouTube and when it comes to content, discipline is going to be at the forefront, and that means setting consistency and setting goals that are rooted in that consistency. So when it comes to 2026, I think it's going to be pretty formulaic for me when it comes to how often you're going to see me. I am setting simple goals that foster consistency, and that only work if I have self-discipline and self-control, which is something that I'm going to be working on all year round. I'm not saying I'm perfect right now, because I wouldn't have to set this goal if I was, but I am saying that I am setting the precedent right now that this is what I am shooting for. And I have designed my resolutions or my goals for this year around simplicity to be able to hit these a little bit easier. It doesn't mean it's not going to be challenging to consistently eat better. It doesn't mean it's not going to be challenging to get 7 to 8 hours or 9 hours of sleep every night. It's going to take a lot of discipline, but this year is going to be me practicing that, getting that back, because I had it before. I really fell off track during COVID, and it's been 6 years now, and I never really got it back. And this is the year that I'm going to get it back, because I have a lot of things that I'm looking forward to this year. I have a lot of stuff that I want to do for my life and to just continue to upgrade my life in a lot of different ways. So I think everything starts with self-discipline. And I think I've said discipline 20 times by now. So let's just go ahead and get into the point of this vlog today. As you're here now for this vlog, my very first vlog of 2026, I'm using it as a way to kind of set up what my content is going to be shaped like and what it's going to what my content's going to be shaped like and what it's going to look like in 2026. A lot of it will still be, about me living my life, doing cozy hobbies, things like that. However, I'm rooting everything and overall this year with the theme of making everything I have exactly what I need, which means I am trying to give up overconsumption and have the control and discipline to not fall back into overconsumption in many different aspects of my life. I am really trying to become a homebody. And I don't mean that to say I don't want to go out and hang out with friends and do all this stuff anymore. But right now, as I'm still trying to work on my skills of having more self-control and discipline, I just know I need to limit the outside noise. And that just means being at home more and going out less, because pretty much anytime my husband and I leave the house, we're spending money. We are breaking our good eating habits. We are not doing our exercises that we're supposed to be doing. We're just giving into too many things that throw us off our balance and throw us off track to reach our goals. And so this year, because I've acknowledged that I just have a lot of things at home that I want to do, I want to enjoy this new rent that we're paying that's higher because we moved into a house and it's amazing. I want to enjoy that rent that we're spending. I want to enjoy the house that we just moved in. And I want to enjoy all of these things that I've accumulated over the past couple of years because of that overconsumption and really just finally benefit from all that stuff. I have somehow collected about 50 books on my bookshelves over the last couple of years that I was super excited to read. But because I had overpacked schedules, because I was switching hobbies constantly, because I just had no self-control, I have 50 unread books on my bookshelf. I want to stay home and I want to read them this year. I want to get through all of the books on my physical TBR shelf this year. When you are doing a big move, you really see how much stuff you have. And my husband and I have a lot of stuff. We moved out of a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom apartment into a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, and we filled it. I don't know how we were able to fit so much stuff into that little apartment, but somehow our house looks like we have been living here for over 2 years. Everything is full. As you can see behind me, there's a bunch of stuff. And if I were to show you the closets, yeah, you would be like, how did you have so much stuff? Because anybody who came over here was like, how did you have all this stuff? And I'm like, honestly, I don't know. But as I was going through everything, I just realized wow, I really gave into overconsumption and I need to break that. That is not a healthy habit that I want to carry with me going forward in my life. And so I was looking through it, and not only did I notice that I had so many books that were unread, but I also had so much makeup and beauty products that were unused. So I want to stay home and do my own manicures and pedicures. I want to have my own self-care nights. I want to take care of my body at home. I don't need to go to the spa. I don't need to go to the nail salon. I don't even need to go to the hair salon except for once every 6 months to get my keratin treatment. Everything I have at home is going to be exactly what I need. I have hobbies upon hobbies upon hobbies in my house right now that I have been letting pile up because I either didn't finish it or I never even got to it. I have woobles, I have coloring books, I have things to scrapbook, I have things to make with clay, I have candle making kits. I have so much stuff. There is literally no reason for me to leave the house other than to get groceries and have outdoor physical activity or to go to the movies. I just have so many things at home that I can do that it doesn't make sense for me to not become a homebody. That was a really long spiel, but I just wanted to kind of give examples of things that I noticed around my house during my move that they were really kind of like a reality check for me. They were a big check to let me know that hey, you have spent the last 5-6 years gathering so much stuff. You are giving in to trendy things. You are giving into the notion that you have to continue to buy in order to be happy, or you have to continue to consume new things in order to be happy. And that's not the case. So this year I'm proving to myself that I can be perfectly content staying at home, doing things that I already have, creating hobbies that are already within the stuff that I own, even if it's just like finally going through this stack of magazines that I have. Like, that's something that I can do at home. And that's going to help me hit my goals of under consuming in 2026. I also have financial goals that I really want to meet in 2026. And in order for me to do that, I should stay home and use all of these things that I have at the house. My husband and I should have a lot more home date nights. We are looking through all of our subscriptions, and we subscribe to so many different streaming services. Our number one subscription that we love is being AMC A-listers, and we're closer to the movie theaters that we like to go to now. And so it just makes sense for us to use what we currently have and let that fuel our fun in 2026 so that we can hit a lot of our goals. But before I feel like I can dive into actually establishing myself for 2026 and like dive into those goals, I do need to do some wrap up items to wrap up 2025 and feel like I'm going into 2026 fresh. So there's a few things that I do need to wrap up. I'm a type A person. I've just known that about myself for a while, and like I'm accepting it, and I'm just very type A. So I do have spreadsheets where I'm tracking my social media analytics from 2025, spreadsheets where I am tracking my 2025 weight progress and my health progress and my goals in general. And I just have a lot of other random spreadsheets that I need to wrap up. I have physical planners that I need to close out and open up my 2026 planner finally. And then of course I just have a couple other little maintenance things that I need to do and admin things that I need to do around my home office. So get used to this setting because I'm going to be here quite often in 2026. I have my own office in this new house and I'm so excited about it. Today's video, other than me yapping and blabbing, we are going to be doing a little bit more grounding and resetting so we can prep for 2026 and that I can get ready for being more in control of myself, my life, my habits, and gather that self-discipline. So stick with me as I work out the kinks through my social content here and then also on TikTok and Instagram. So you can follow me at Borderline Millennials on those accounts. And also stick with me here for the rest of this video while we go through resetting my life and our lives together. We can co-reset if that's what you need, some motivation to get things settled, to wrap up 2025 so it can propel you forward into 2026. So let's go ahead and do that together. And let's start with a little bit of admin work. So the first thing that we're going to need to do today is wake up. We got up pretty early. We went to bed late, and my husband right now is taking the car for some service. And so I get my admin time, but I am tired, so I need to make a chai because that has a little bit of caffeine that'll wake me up because I don't drink coffee. So I'm going to make a little chai latte at home. Again, we're not over consuming. We're not overspending. I don't need to go out and get a chai latte. I literally have everything I need to make a chai at home. So that's what we're going to do. I do need to do some cleanup in my office right now, but because I just got my little concha from La Monarca Bakery, and then I also have my little chai latte from home, I'm just going to start with some admin stuff. So basically, the few things that I need to do, I need to update my 2025 fitness tracker. I need to start my 2026 fitness tracker. I need to, where's my journal? Okay, got my journal here. Oh, I need to make my 2026 vision board. So one thing that I always do now, I started in like 2023, I started making a digital vision board that I use as my screensaver across my phone, my iPad, and my computer and laptop. And so I need to make that. It's super simple. I made it in Canva. I created a tutorial on my blog, so I can go ahead and link that below in case you wanted to do your own. The 2026 fitness planner. I need to wrap up my 2025 social analytics, start the new doc for my 2026 socials. I do also need to wrap up my 2025 financial tracker and then start my 2026 financial tracker. I do also need to do some social posts and like content prep for the year. However, I was cleaning out the car this morning because we're going to be having a rental for the week, and I accidentally left my phone in the car. So my husband has my phone right now, and I'm only being able to communicate with him right now through my computer or like my iPad. So I can't do that because I do have some drafts that are on my TikTok and my Instagram platforms already, but I can't access them because they're restricted to their device. And I need to close out planner, and I'm going to unbox my 2026 daily planner. Okay, so we'll do a little bit of body doubling right now. Let's get through these admin tasks. So if you have some admin tasks that you need to get done, go ahead, get your laptop, get your iPad, go to your computer, whatever you need to do, go to that device right now, get everything ready, and I'm going to give you, a couple seconds. Go ahead, go get that, pause the video. Okay, are you back? Great. All right, so let's go ahead and get into this admin work, and then we'll do a little bit of stuff around the office. Y'all, I don't know how this happened, but it is somehow already 1 o'clock. We've been at this for like a few hours now. I got a lot done. There were a lot of distractions going on. So like an hour or so into like my admin stuff, the maintenance team for the rental that we have, they came in because there were some things that they needed to check on. And so they took care of some stuff. So that kind of threw me off target. And then I just got back into doing some other busy work, and then I kept getting distracted. But I did end up taking a little bit more time to really flesh out my finances. And instead of just closing out 2025 and starting up 2026 with my planner and like my tracking sheet, I did fully dive in and do a complete reevaluation of my finances. So I recently joined Rocket Money. I just want to test them out. I heard good things, and I really wanted a system that wasn't just, my Google spreadsheet, that would help me keep track of my finances and like keep track of my recurring payments, see what I'm spending, etc., etc. So I got that kind of all sorted. And then I also reorganized my financial tracking spreadsheet. So that looks so much better. I think it makes sense. And I set my budgets for this year because I did get a little bit of a raise for the new fiscal year, which is exciting. So I'm going to be making a little bit more money, and which is perfect timing actually, because we now have a higher rent and we have different monthly costs. So I took a look at my monthly subscriptions and I was able to cut them in half, which was incredible. I was super proud of myself. I am a little bit sad because I am finally going to be giving up my Universal Studios Hollywood annual pass for the time being, because it's just an unnecessary expense. And like I said, we're trying to stay at home a lot more. And so I just don't think we need to be going to spend money at Universal Studios, because every time we go to Universal Studios, we're buying food, we're buying treats, we are like buying souvenirs for no reason. So it just, having this annual pass just really continues to fuel the overconsumption that I'm trying to get rid of. And so just by getting rid of that, we're automatically getting rid of a bunch of other stuff. And then I also started working on creating my budgets for all of my other like monthly spending. So I have a separate bucket for like bills and utilities and the things that are reoccurring constantly. And then I divided whatever I would have left in my paycheck for, you know, savings, and then other budgeting items like our fun, recreation, groceries, etc. I spent a lot longer than I anticipated on doing some of this particular admin stuff, but I feel like I put myself in a really good position to really tackle my financial goals for this year. I am going to be doing quarterly check-ins. So I did set this up for Q1, which is January, February, March. So we'll do another check-in at the end of that and reassess, reallocate money, etc., etc. I did a lot in these last few hours. I also updated some other spreadsheets, and now I'm going to start going through my planner. So this was my 2025 planner. I'm just going to check through it, see if there's anything I need to save from here, and then I guess just recycle it. Like, what do you even do after you finish your planner? Like, let me know what you guys do. Do you just throw it away? It feels so weird to throw away something that was like literally my life for the past year, but I'm excited to open up my new planner, so we can go ahead and do that. So here is my 2025 planner. This one, it was amazing. It had everything I needed. I got it a little bit later, so I think I got it in like mid-January. I got it from Staples, and this one is daily and monthly planning calendar from the Evergirl for Day Designer. So this one just had every single thing that I needed. Like, you can see I used this thing up. I didn't really use any of the like monthly reviews, so I didn't feel like I needed that too much in the next year for 2026. So this is that. I don't know if there's anything really I need from this planner that I need to save. So I think I am just going to dump it. And now it's time to unbox my brand new planner from the Dailee. Okay, here she is, my Dailee planner. This is like the granddaddy of them all, honestly. I got the brown leather one. It is so perfect. It is so cumbersome and everything that I need. I just did a quick peruse, but I want to show you it too. The pages are nice and like thick and sturdy. We have the calendars, holidays, birthday, typical things that they have in here. And this is not an ad. I've never had this planner, so I can't attest to like how good it is and like how I love it, because I've never had this brand before. But I'm just really excited because this seems like it would be everything that I wanted and I would need. Like, there's even pages for your yearly to-dos, your usernames and passwords, like your travel plan with packing lists, spring cleaning checklist, cleaning schedule, gift organizer, and then like a page for notes. And then we go into January. And what I really love about this calendar is that, so for January, for each month, you have like the full calendar here where you can add in like your holidays, birthdays, appointments, like monthly to-dos, things like that. But then at the beginning, you also have your monthly budget. So I know I just showed you guys that I was working in my Google spreadsheet, and then I'm also using Rocket Money, but it's nice to also have something here in case I just want to write it down, because I do like handwriting a lot. So it's just nice to have this as a little reminder that I can look at a little bit more easily. And then there's also your monthly reflection. So I think one thing about me with the other planner is that the monthly reflection was placed at the end of each month, whereas these are placed at the beginning. And I know it's like not that different, but it is, because I don't go past the last page of the month with the daily calendar or the weekly calendar. I just move on to the next month, and then I start looking through the pages. So for the beginning of each month to start with a reflection for the last month, I think it just makes a lot more sense in my mind. Then I also really love this section of brain dump because I am a person that just like has a lot of ideas and I like to write them down, and I'm hoping that this will help me keep all of my ideas in place because I do use like the notes app on my phone, but it's nice to just be able to have like quick notes I can put in my planner. My favorite part is that I do get a full page per day with this planner, which is really important to me because I always have a lot going on, whether it's like personal, whether it's like content creation, or whether it's like my actual 9 to 5. I just have a lot going on. So I do need a full page when it comes to writing down my to-do list, my checklist, and my calendar like appointments and meetings. At the beginning of each week, this planner has a weekly overview. I can do just like a general theme here for the days of the week. And then I have the to-do list for the week. And then what's cool in the bottom right, I can pre-plan my workouts as well. So Monday I can say like, oh, it's going to be arm day or leg day or whatever it is. It's probably going to differ a little bit just because recently I tore my meniscus and I'm going to be having surgery sometime at the beginning of 2026. I have a consultation with the surgeon on January 12th. So after that, we're going to see about getting that scheduled. So all that to say, my workouts are going to be very limited and there's certain things that I just cannot do right now, but there are things that I can do. So I'm looking forward to pre-planning that. You get a full page per day. So on the side, you have it by times. So I can write in all of my meetings because I do have a lot of meetings for work during the day, but I also have different things that we do. Like my husband and I will have a movie at like 7 p.m. or I'll be meeting with my friends who I co-wrote a book with at like 6 p.m., whatever that may be. I can write them all down here. Then over here are all of my to-do lists. I have tasks for work. I have personal tasks. I have like my personal business type tasks, and I can put them all here and I don't have to worry about running out of space. I've seen so many planners that are like 3 days on one sheet. And I'm like, bro, like I do not have that slow of a life or that few tasks. Like I am a grown woman who has grown woman ambitions and I just need a lot more space for all of my things going on. So I really am very particular with my planners. That was a long little planner spiel. All that to say, I'm really excited to try out this planner from the Dailee. It seems to have every single thing that I want. It's beautiful. The aesthetic is clean. It is clear. The way they made it, you can tell it was a type A person whose brain functions like mine functions, because this is exactly how I would lay out a planner if I was creating a planner. So I'm stoked to use it. I never really use sticker packs, but I'm going to see if maybe that's something I want to use now. It's perfect. All right, so now I can finally check off closing my 2025 planner and setting up my 2026 planner. The next bit that I need to do, it is currently 3:30. People are coming over at 5, so I have about an hour and a half to get a little bit more work done. So I think I'm going to tighten up and finish up my 2025 social media analytics and set up my tracker for 2026. I am going to start doing my social analytics tracking right now, so let me take you with me to do that. It's time for social media analytics tracking. Usually I use my computer and then I also use my phone. The social medias that I track Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, Pinterest, and my blog. I think those are the 5. Let me pull them up. I'm still trying to figure out the lighting in this room because I rearrange it constantly. I've lived here for, I don't know, about 3-4 weeks, probably closer to 4 weeks now. And I've already rearranged this office 3 times. That's just the way it is, I guess. I'm just a person who has to like feel settled in their space. And if I'm not feeling settled, I will change it. Like I will rearrange it entirely. It's just, I have to feel settled. Okay, I'm logged in. Let me show you. I was right about the 5. So let me show you. All right, so the end of last year truly kicked my booty. And you can tell because I don't even have any analytics tracked for November. I need to start with. So we go to there. All right, 20,000 views. I did go down. My socials have been all over. And honestly, I hate Instagram. I'm sorry. I just do not get it. The algorithm hates me and I hate it. It's mutual, whatever. So for Instagram, I track my views, accounts reach, profile visits, link taps, content interactions, real interactions, post interactions, story interactions, Total followers growth and counts engagement, I no longer do because it's no longer an analytic that Instagram tracks like it was at the beginning of the year. But if you work in social media, which I do, it just changes all the time. Then for TikTok, I do followers, post views, profile views, likes, comments, shares, engagement rate. YouTube, all of basically the same. Pinterest is a little different. I do impressions, engagements, outbound clicks, saves, total audience, engaged audience, pin clicks, and engagement rate, because these are all the numbers that really show me if I'm converting or not. And then for Squarespace, I do how many blogs have I done. I have not cared about my blog lately. I'm sorry. I usually do a lot of posting like later on. Like I do posting mostly during the holiday times, and posts from a couple years back usually get a lot of traction, so I just let it vibe. I do visits, bounce rate, unique visitors, page views, clicks, impressions, click rate, and time on page. So those are all the analytics I track, and these are all just pulled for the most part from like the direct platform source. And when I say it's pulled directly from the platform source, I'm saying that I use their in-house analytics. Like I don't use Later or anything else to track my analytics. I just use whatever the platform has, because this one I'm just using for me. I'm not like a huge paid content creator or anything like that yet. If I need more detailed analytics, sure, I will. But for now, I can just use the in-platform metrics that they provide. And then the only thing I usually calculate myself is the engagement rate. So let me go ahead and do these. We'll do a little body doubling time again if you need to do some more admin work, or if you're working on your social content, whatever that may be. So let's go ahead and do that now. Okay, so that took a little bit longer than I was anticipating, and that is just because I really was slacking at the end of the year. Most of them I had to do November and December, but for a couple, like for my Squarespace and Pinterest, I had to do October, November, and December. So if there's anything I've learned about myself, it's that Q4 is where I slack off, and it showed in my numbers, except for like TikTok and stuff, but like especially for Pinterest and Squarespace. I just did not care about either of those two at the end of the year, and it showed in my analytics. So I gotta really decide what I want to do with that. I like doing these analytics. After all of these, like through the 12 months, I got a column for their average for each analytic, as well as the sum for each analytic where it was relevant. And I learned some good things. I had some pretty good numbers. There were a couple of months with spikes. I think overall across all my platforms, like October was a really big month, especially for my Squarespace and Pinterest, just because I have a lot of like holiday forward content, especially Halloween is where I kind of like go off on my content. And so those performed really well. But just like scrolling through here, like TikTok was good. Like my average engagement rate was 6.75 for the year. So that's pretty good. But like Instagram was like 4.79 for the year. And then YouTube was pretty chill. What's cool is that I got 181 new subscribers on YouTube this year, which was exciting, especially given that like I stopped making a long form content for like the back half of the year for the most part. Like after June, July, I just stopped, which is why I'm really trying to be more consistent here on YouTube. So that's just all of that little analytics talk. I won't yabber on too long because that took like an hour. It took a lot longer than I expected because I had a lot more analytics to catch up on. So lesson and note to myself is to just do it monthly. Like just make this part of my monthly to-do list, okay? That's gonna do it for this vlog, my first vlog of 2026. Thank you so much for resetting my life with me today. It was so good to get like mental decluttering done. I know I didn't do a lot of physical decluttering, but the mental unload was just massive. I feel so much better going into 2026 now, knowing that I have my finances in order, my planners in order, my books are in order, whatever it is. I just feel so much more light and refreshed, and I'm ready to rock and roll for 2026. So this year, you and I, we are going to be getting rid of overconsumption. We are going to be focusing on what we have and making that exactly what we need. So if that's something that you want to do this year for 2026, go ahead and like this video. Make sure you subscribe and turn on those notifications because I am going to be posting weekly in 2026, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye, friends.